guys, it's Morgan if you don't know me. Today's video is on bullying. It happens everywhere. No one can completely stop it. It happens in every school. If you're a victim of bullying, you know how I feel, and I know how you feel, because I've been bullied for a total of 11 years now. And it's not very fun, because it lowers your self-esteem to where you don't want to be in the world anymore. You just want to cut all the time. You're depressed. You want to stay in your room. And I know how you feel. But bullies only do it because they know they hurt you. You can't let them know that you're hurting. You have to stand up and fight. You have to go against the bullies and don't let them overpower you. Refuse to let them sink you. Like Miley says, only God can judge us. Nobody else can judge you. And you got to have that power, and you got to have that anchor, and you got to let them know that they're not hurting you, they're hurting themselves. And I've been in 3 hospitals because of it. I've tried to commit suicide and everything else or whatever. And I have major depression. I've had bulimia for 7 years. And it's not fun at all, because you know how I feel, and I know how you feel. And we just got to stand up to bullying. We got to share this. We just got to share everything to people. If you have a counselor, tell them about it. If you have a school social worker, tell them about it. They may not do nothing, but keep on telling them until they do something. Because they know that if you keep telling them that you're not lying, or that you're being a victim of bullying. And I know your pain, because I've been through it. Kindergarten, I was bullied. 2nd grade, 1st and 2nd grade, I was bullied. 3rd, 4th, 5th. 5th grade, it started really bad. I was being called fat, ugly, worthless, slut, whore, and all those names, and an endless amount of names. And it just lowered and lowered and lowered my self-esteem until I got to the point where I was cutting. And in 6th grade, I've told the counselors, I've told everyone, and they didn't help. And it just got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And I had to switch schools because of it. I told my mom, and I told my mom, and I told my mom, to the point where I had to switch schools. And it was just like I went to another school, and like they was nice there, and it was just like a pleasant school or whatever. And then you got to the point where you was in middle school. Well, 6th grade is middle school, but you got to 7th grade. 7th grade was perfect. Like, I loved it there. Like, I had friends. I grew up with some of the kids, and like 7th grade, I've switched schools a total of 3 times in 7th grade, and it's not very fun. And so I switched schools again because I had to move. And so I went to another school. And that's when it all started or whatever, because it just, you could feel the hurt or whatever. And the school was just a bad school. Like, you would tell the counselors and the teachers and stuff that they was hitting you or something like that, and they wouldn't do anything about it. And my mom just got to the point where she went to the school and told them. And that's when I had a relapse and went to the hospital the first time. And I was in the hospital for 10 days, a week and a half, or whatever. And it got to the point where, like, I was cutting and everything, and I got out of the hospital, and I was all depressed and everything. They put me on medicine or whatever. And then maybe 5 days later, I relapsed again, and I went back into the hospital. And that's when I knew that I had to do something, and I had to stand up for them, because I knew that if I didn't, then it was just gonna get worse. And I went to this thing called Aftermath, and it was where like you worship God and it gets kids off the streets on a Friday night, and you just go to it and you worship God and you praise His name, and you know that God is your Savior. And that's when everything turned around. I met my best friend, like my sister Desiree, and she just turned my life around. Like, I love her so much. Like, we're like two peas in a pod. Like, nothing can, like, yes, we have had our ups and downs. We have had our fusses and argues or whatever, but nothing's gonna stop us from being best friends. And we talk almost every day. We know we know our secrets. Like, we tell each other secrets. We do everything together. And, like, I can't thank her enough. And my sister, she has been with me through the way every bit. And I just want y'all to know to refuse to let them sink you. Because if they know you're hurting, they're just going to do it again. And again, and again, and again. You're eventually going to get tired of them bullying you, pushing you down in school, knocking your books out of your hands, calling you fat, ugly, and numerous other names, and you're just going to give up. And I can't let you give up because I didn't give up. And I know how it feels, but you can't give up. Because you gotta let them know that they're not doing this to hurt you. They're hurting themselves. And like you just can't give up. So this is like, I guess, my life story or whatever, and I just want y'all to know that or whatever. And subscribe and comment and like or whatever, and down below. Thanks.